we can do this. Kill this witch. Try to get rid of another trigger. Oh, that's another heal Gonzos. Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. Today we're going to be doing another deck profile. This is the third from the new set, and it's once again going to be ShadowPaladin, but this time with a little bit more magic, and that is the ShadowPaladin witches. So why do I have to emphasize that these are the Shadow Witches? The reason being that there are actually different witches in Vanguard. Primarily in terms of archetypes, there's one type of witches in ShadowPaladin and there's one type in Genesis. You might wonder why some witches don't interact with each other, and that's because the way witch is written out in Japanese, there is slight differences, and so you're looking for a specific name, while even though the English words for witch is the same, the Japanese terms are different, and so there's a little bit of interesting stuff, so I do want to bring that up. But all that aside, let's talk about the list and see how we go. So I do have two different lists. This is the list that has been working the best for me. It is just pure witches. So let's start from the top. We have the Witch of Banquets. Leer skill is when the attack this unit boosted hits a Vanguard. If you are in Legion, put this unit into your soul to call one of these units from outside of your deck at random as rest. So the units here are the trigger units from the TCG. It is the crit, the draw, the stand, and the heal. The stand trigger, med, is the one with the skill on place if your Vanguard is a witch. If your opponent's 2 or more grade 0 rearguards, soul charge 1 and counter charge 1. So unfortunately we don't really get to pick yet. This unit does get buffed. It does let you pick down the line. So sometimes you'd rather have the 5k power. Sometimes if you have set up your opponent's board, then you'd rather have the med to help you counter charge and then let you do more of your magic down the line. So nice unit. Generally speaking, I like to put this behind the Vanguard, but because it doesn't require boosting a Vanguard, I guess you can put it into a rearguard and try to pressure your opponent in case your opponent doesn't really put out double intercepts. Then you can kind of take advantage of that, I guess. Next we have the 4 Aryan Rod. So this is a witch, so that's really nice. Rest, discard 1, draw 1. This is kind of a staple in the Legion era. We're going to be playing 4 Witch of Precious Stones Dana. When placed, if your Vanguard's a witch, Class 2, choose a grade 3 or greater from opponent's drop zone at random, call it to a rearguard circle with your opponent's rearguard on it, and then that unit becomes 5k. It becomes a token, basically. It becomes a 5k trigger, and the abilities from Calm doesn't activate. So really nice. The way you're going to primarily use this is to get rid of unit with resist, because it doesn't choose the unit. You're choosing a circle, and also you can get rid of intercepts, and that means more hits to the face, and that's quite nice. I think that's quite nice. If you think of it as that way, even though it's not necessarily a retire per se, but it definitely has its utility for Class 2. And also get rid of your opponent's trigger, so they might have to step on top of their grade 3 again in order to Legion them back. So kind of slightly anti-Legion, because you're calling out a grade 3 from the drop zone. So I guess there's that. We're playing 4 PGs. We're playing Revenge PGs because we really need the Counterblast, so you need the new ones. The old ones I've seen, definitely makes the play safer, but kind of run out of Counterblast fast, so you kind of want the Counterblast. And we're playing one of Witch of Quest, Securna on place if your Vanguard's a witch and you're in Legion, return 1 other witch and have your opponent's Vanguard get minus 5k. So when you're doing your big move play, when you're replacing your opponent's intercepts with triggers and grade 3s and whatnot, and you might have your opponent still could be at 3 or 4, you might need to go bypass those numbers, hit over those defensives. Well, this unit can kind of do that for you, and minusing 5k in your opponent's Vanguard is basically plus 5k to your own front row if you're all attacking Vanguard, which it's not as good in this game, but it's still nice. It's still nice. For the grade 2s, we're playing 3 Witch Inspection and Witch Derde. Yeah, it's basically the same as the Dana. We're playing 4 Enticing Witch Aldra. I believe this was a promo. On hit Vanguard, carry +1. If your Vanguard's a witch, carry +1. Check top 5 of your opponent's deck and choose a grade 3 or greater at random. Call it to a regular circle with, it's the same thing. The good thing about this is it's carry +1 only. The good thing about this is that you're getting rid of your opponent's trigger from their deck. The bad thing is that it's random and it's on hit, so you can't use it to bypass intercepts per se. But it's still really quite nice. 2 of the 12k beater, it's a mate, so you gotta play this. 2 Nemains helps you draw cards. Carry +1, discard 1, draw 2. And we play 2 Curse Lancers on hit, countercharge 1. So I've tried different grade 2, variants. You can consider playing more Fem. I've tried a list without Nemain, and definitely you really want the Nemain. It helps you draw cards. It's just too important. And I've tried variants with more Curse Lancers. Curse Lancer is nice. It helps you countercharge. But honestly, do you need that much counterblast? Yes, you do. But I do value the swings that you get off, an Aldra hit or the draws that you get in the main more consistently over the Curse Lancer, because some games I do end up with open counterblast, but I just can't do anything with it when the game grinds out for a long time. So that is just how it worked out for me. For the grade 3s, we're playing 4 Fiannas, honestly one of the best arts in my opinion. When Legion, carry +3, retire which graveyard to check top 10 of your opponent's deck. Choose 2, grade 3 or greater at random, and then call them out. So you can kind of instantly remove 2 of your opponent's intercepts. Vanguard circle once per turn if your opponent has 2 or more grade 0 graveyards. Retire graveyard with the same name as your Vanguard and draw 2 cards. So if you have an extra copy of Fianna or you want to retire that Fem, you can do that and draw 2, which is quite nice. One of the negatives is that this card's the carry +3 is on Legion and it's carry +3, which is really expensive. But later down the line, this gets buffed to whenever you want and carry +2 only. So that's quite nice. Next, we have Cultist Wish Rias. When you Legion, your opponent's Vanguard get -5k. If your opponent's 2 or more grade 0s, it gets -10 instead. So helps you, just in case your opponent's still at 3 or something, helps you hit around those damage defensive triggers. In addition, once per turn, carry +2, retire which graveyard, check out 5 from your opponent's deck, choose a grade 3 or greater at random, call them into a graveyard circle, blah blah blah. So this is the same thing, but the good thing is that it doesn't require Legion. But the bad thing is that it's only checked out 5 again. So it goes along a similar situation as Dare Day, where there's a bit of RNG involved. We're playing 1 Sharp Fang Witch Fodla. Sorry. When placed, carry +1, call 2 of the triggers from outside of your deck, so it's the same as the starter. So it's good to fill up your body with your field with bodies and boosters, I guess, and food. And lastly, we play 4 Dabkar, because you can honestly play the Break Ride, but honestly, I feel like you'd rather have the Dabkar help you fuel your board, push for pressure, and it's a free +1. It doesn't require you to be sitting on a Break Ride waiting for a Break Ride play. And that definitely really helps. So for me, my winning image, my approach is we're going to start with the starter. If you're going first, you're going to ride Arian Rod or the Dana. If we're on our second turn, maybe consider riding the one of these witches, and then hopefully proc something like an Eldra, snipe out your opponent's starter. Some decks more than others. And then for our grade 3 primarily, I'm going to go over Rias first because I don't need to necessarily Legion in order to do stuff. And then hopefully end the game off with Fianna. So that is my approach. Let's see how this deck performs in game and see how it does. So hope everyone is doing well. It's been a while since I uploaded. I believe it's like almost 4 days ago. I've just been a bit busy and life happens. So hopefully I can get back into the pace of things. I missed this week's big news, but I'll catch it all up next week really quickly. We all know it's Chaos Breaker and all, so it's kind of exciting. So we're going to be playing against Dimension Police or OTT. I kind of missed it. So here we're going second, but it's okay. Arian Rod's still a great unit. PG is nice. Our opponent is playing Dimension Police, so keeping that PG is quite vital, and everything else is solid. So one of the things about hybrid build, I considered a hybrid build, mixing it with Revengers. Your explosiveness isn't as good as Revenger, and also your witch units, most of them do require a witch Vanguard. which you don't really have if you're sitting on the brake ride and all that. So Enigman is a blast from the past. I haven't seen Enigman in a long time. But let's see how it goes, because Enigman, you know, you get your easy access to the crits, you have a nice ride chain, help you go up consistently. So I guess it's neat. One fun fact is back in the day there was something called the Crazy Diamond build, which played the Enigman ride chain. So if you have the grade 1, you guarantee into your grade 2. Go into break ride and you play like 10, 20 grade 3s. You break ride Daikaiser and it's actually consistently gonna guard break. So that's quite exciting. Of course, you can't do the same thing in Zero. I've seen people make deck profiles on like Crazy Diamond. I don't think they understand what they're talking about, but you know, whatever works for them, I guess. So here our opponent's using the advanced strategy of disconnecting to avoid the fight. Let's see if this works out for them. So honestly, I have, you know, if you've played other card games, you know, an idea is roping. You know, in Hearthstone, where you use up as much of the time as possible, especially in competitive play, so you can think about all the options, or you can tilt your opponent because you're wasting time. But it doesn't really work out in Zero. I think that's really smart, because what happens is that the more time you spent the previous turn, the less time you have the next turn, right? So if you haven't noticed that yet, well, now you know. So that way, you know, if someone actually timed out, it's faster. I don't need to wait for 2 complete bars to go through before they properly time out. And also it punishes people for wasting time, because time is a very valuable resource here in Zero when grinding is all about efficiency. So they did, you know, they're back in the game. Guess they're stalling. Cool story, bro. But playing some really old stuff, honestly, not afraid at all. If I lose, then I guess I'm a scrub. But here we go. Our opponent hits a draw trigger. We hit a PG. Everything's fine and dandy. I'm considering calling this out so I can, you know, have an accurate Legion target. Riding the Curse Lancer is fine. I'm gonna call this out. Gonna ditch the grade 3. Could Legion it back if I wanted to. And I'm just gonna swing. It's gonna take it easy. One of the worst things about Witches is that you don't actually generate a lot of card advantage, except for in the main, or like your once in the blue moon Fianna retire draw 2 play. So you have to be careful with what you have in hand. You have to be careful not to overextend. And if you overextend early, which is what I'm seeing a lot on ladder, that is probably why you're not doing well with the deck. So just hold on tight. You have a lot of ways to bypass intercepts and get multiple hits to the face. Get the right timing, and this deck can perform. So I'm not saying this deck is amazing. It's definitely not meta, in my opinion. Maybe after the buffs, maybe, but you know, it's a deck that requires technique, is what I'll say. So your opponent heals. Cool story. Hits us here, and we're gonna be put to 4 if we don't see a heal. We saw a draw though. We saw a heal, not in the damage check, but in our hand. I guess. And we're just gonna Legion. I think Legioning is perfectly great here. I'm just gonna Babdakar, gonna check top card. Alright, Fianna. What can we do here? Honestly, I feel inclined to ditch and draw. No real reason to use the Caramelast 2 skill. One thing I guess is that it does reduce our opponent's Vanguard for another 5k, but I think that's fine. We have the numbers anyways. We're good. So let's hopefully see a heal. We see a draw. That's perfect. Fianna. So we push to 4. And we're gonna use the starter skill to actually get us 2 witches. So which witches will we get? 5k and a 4k. Unfortunately, I can't use the skill because our opponent doesn't have 2 grade zeros. That's okay. So they skip ride. Alright, they're gonna go for a reride for Cosmo Great. That's great. Alright, putting up an intercept. So I'm considering rewriting Fianna, but I only have 1 trigger in the drop zone. Doesn't seem that valuable. I can always just use Daredevil or Dana, or even use the Vanguard skill if I wanted to. So I think I'm just gonna ride skip. I'm gonna use the skill to kind of to retire this 4k witch, which isn't really that relevant. Check top 4. Ooh, get rid of the heal trigger, which is great. Let's get rid of the intercept. That's really good, right? That's really good. We can build up our columns. I am considering using the main. Or swing with Vanguard first to check for heal. It's like 4 and 20. I think that's pretty good odds. No real reason to use this. No reason to use this. No real reason to use this. So let's swing with Vanguard, hopefully see a heal. Hopefully our opponent doesn't see a defensive. We see a draw. Alright, no defensive. Let's swing twice to the face. That's 1 PG. And they only have 2 PGs left. They have another one. Alright. So hopefully they don't have another way to access that extra crit, or else we're in danger. Well, we do still have 4 heals, though. We do still have 4 heals. So... Chuckles, I'm in danger. Should I use the main? I don't know. We got rid of all the heals. Ooh, Enigman Rain going for the multi-attack play. Oh man, if they see a trigger, this could be danger. They see a trigger. Alright, we still good. They're restanding 1, right? They're restanding 1. But this is embarrassing. But it's okay. It worked. It worked out fine. But it was close. It was really close. It was really close. Let's go into another game. Hopefully I can be a little bit more promising. A little better performance to showcase the deck, because that was honestly a bit disappointing on my end. The deck, you know, the difference in the card quality was too high, and we still almost lost. So that's not good. That's not good. All right, we're gonna be playing against Nostalgic Fight, DF's distant relative, I guess. Going first, Fianna. Not really a big fan, honestly. The Aryan Rod's nice though. Alright, we're gonna be playing against Amon, which is also a newly supported archetype. Goes here. Nothing much to ditch. I think all the units in our hand is quite valuable. So we're just gonna hold tight, sit tight, and see where we go. Demon Bike of Witching Hour, of course, the Chariot Gang. Stand Trigger, very interesting. Alright, Fianna. I'm gonna ride Curse Lancer, and I'm actually gonna play out the main. So, Curse Lancer is obviously gonna give us the... Wait, is it Vanguard? Is it Rearguard only? Oh, is it Rearguard only? Oh, it's Vanguard Rearguard. Okay, okay. No blunder here. Nothing to see. No internal panic. But it's okay. I mean, I can call out the Aryan Rod to guarantee that hit. But is it that valuable? Is it that valuable? I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine because we have the Baptist card to actually help us build up our board for free. Area Baptist card into Baptist card. OP. Yes, the counter charge. Alright, Psycho Grave. Let's do Kind Last 1, Soul Charge 2. Oh, I like that PG. Get rid of those PGs. Okay, crit Ammon. So, the darkest timeline. Why do people play so much jank, man? You have the cards, it's about time you learn that jank doesn't really work in the long run. Guess they want that dose. But yeah, I mean, look, you know, we hit a defensive, it's perfect. Didn't get the heal off, but that extra 5k worked. So we're gonna use Rias. Can't Legion this turn, but that's okay. I'm gonna use the Aryan Rod to ditch 1, draw 1. Oh, PG's nice. I'm gonna call out the Babdakar, help us top deck. Babdakar into Babdakar, just like what we said. Oh wow, exactly not what we're looking for. Perfect. Well, what can we do here? I mean, we can use the witch skill. I mean, yeah, I think that's fine. I'm down to try it out. Get rid of this. Check top 5. Oh, Chariot. No on play skill. Let's call this on top of this. Battle. It's 9k swings. Vanguard swings. Hope for a heal. Draw trigger is great. It's great. Heal is perfect. So one of the bad things about this is that in this matchup our opponent could ride Ammon, and I guess they can just suck in the Chariot for extra soul. But at least what we're trying to do is we're getting rid of those triggers, we're stopping them from using their on places to recycle them. You know, it's perfect tool against Gantz, perfect tool against Gantz, Chariots, Jelly Beans and stuff like that. But I guess they just called Chariot on Chariot, so. Yeah, okay, well, what can you say? Stand on Astaroth, crit on Ammon, did some draw triggers on the other Legion, and still have space for heals. I don't know, man, I don't know. Alright, 3 triggers and the grade 2. So yeah, it gets an extra crit for every 10 cards in Soul. Kills the PG, Soul Charges 3. So you get an additional Soul Charge 3 whenever you Soul Charge, and if you have another Ammon in the center column. So. Alright, we're at 1 damage. Honestly, whatever they do, it doesn't really scare us. Resist units can't get targeted, so they're still only at 18 soul. They don't have the Karamas to get to 20 soul. And we have 2 PGs, which is quite nice. You know, I like that feeling of safety. So this does put us to 5, but it does mean that we have the Karamas to do some shenanigans. Gotta admit, the animation looks really cool though. And because the Legion triggers back in, now our witches are much more consistent in what we're trying to do, which is quite nice, you know, it can be quite nice. It really can be quite nice. So here, I guess I'm just gonna use the witch skill. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I use it, what happens? If I use it, then I can't really hit numbers, so... I guess this is what I'll do. So we're just gonna put the 3 heals back and a draw trigger. Because heals are good and lets us live to see another day. Just in case things go wrong. It's gonna reduce power. Alright, actually, I do think that playing safe is probably better than sorry here. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna leave it like this. And no need to do extra stuff. We're just gonna swing. And then get our starter to give us 2 more bodies to play around Ammon. And just be chill. Just be chill. We do need the boosters, so let's just put them in the rear columns and call it a day. I think we shut down our opponent, and this is exactly what you're trying to do against Jank, okay? If your opponent's playing Jank, like random crits and stands, as long as you play out your intercepts, don't overextend, you're good to go. Like, draw trigger is good in this game, right? There's a reason why people play 9 draws, because if you play the same game, and you play more consistently with intercepts and PGs, then you win. That's just 0 boiled down to the simplest terms. And yeah, our opponent does have like what, like 3 plus 2, so like three triggers left or whatever. But what we can do, I guess we can do this. Kill this witch. Try to get rid of another trigger. Oh, that's another heal Gonzos. Yeah, let's get rid of that. So yeah, so we're just playing it out. Kind of like this. And yeah, I mean, yeah. So we're gonna hit. Babkar goes for game. Are they gonna heal? No, because we got rid of that one. And yeah, that's basically the deck. Opponents weren't that great, but you know, we did what we wanted to do and didn't really get to do a Fianna play. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. There's quite a lot of options you can do, but just remember that counterblast is one of the biggest issues. Timing is also one of the biggest issues with the deck, so that's why it's not really competitive, in my opinion. But I really like the deck, and I think that with enough practice, there's a lot of plays that you can do and troll your opponent and yeah, do the unexpected, because that's part of the magic of the witches. So hope you enjoyed. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully very soon. Bye.